All right, so let's give this video a try. Good morning, boys and girls. Anyways, we're gonna try something out today. We're gonna do this video a little bit different. We're gonna try using the whiteboard. We're gonna see what you think of this, okay? So, today we are going to talk about perimeter, okay? So, does anyone remember what perimeter is? Okay, so let's say I have a shape, okay, like this. Perimeter is the measure all the way around the shape, okay? So if I was going to find the perimeter of this, is what I would need to do, hang on one second, forgot my yardstick. Is what I would need to do is I would need to measure each of these sides. So let's say this is side 1, side 2, side 3, and side 4. And is what I need to do is measure all these sides and add them together. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. We're going to measure in centimeters. We're going to come up here and we're going to measure, and we have 40 centimeters. So I can erase side 1 and we're going to write 40 centimeters. Okay? Then we're going to measure side 2. Okay? And we are going to get 28 centimeters. Okay? So let's measure side 3. Now, if this is a rectangle, this side will be the same as this side. And this side will be the same as this side if it's a true rectangle. But since we're measuring perimeter, we are just going to make sure, because I haven't said if this is a rectangle or not. So we're going to pull it up, we're going to measure 40 centimeters. So if this is 40 centimeters and this is 40 centimeters, then what is this measurement? This side has to be the same as this because it is a rectangle. So if this is 28 centimeters, this has to be, if we measure correctly, get it over here, 28 centimeters as well. Okay? So do you see that on a rectangle? This side and this side are going to be the exact same length, and this side are going to be the same length. But just to make sure, we measure. So now to find the perimeter is what we need to do is we need to add these two sides. So there's an easy way, there's a couple ways you could do it. So you could say 40 plus 28 plus 40 plus 28, and you could add all of those up. Okay. Another thing you could do is, let me find the puppy eraser. You could do 40 plus 40, which is 80, right? And we could do 28 plus 28, which is 56. And then I can add those two together. So 80 plus 56 would be 136 centimeters. Now another way I could use multiplication. When you learn two-digit multiplication, another thing you can do is we can add these two sides. And then I could take 68 and I could times it by 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 6 is 12, plus one more is 130. Oh, that's an ugly 3, is 136, okay? So there's lots of ways you can do it, but the easiest way is just to add 40 plus 28 plus 40 plus 28. Just add them all up, okay? And then you're going to get your perimeter. So your math assignment today is I want you to find an object in your house to find the perimeter of. Now, if it's like a bedroom, or like a room, that's gonna be some big numbers. So think about it. You might pick, I don't know, say a book. Maybe you have a book called The Coyote Tales, and you could measure the perimeter around the book. Another option is you could measure, if you have a favorite video game, you could measure the case around the video game. You could measure a box of cereal. Just find something, try to start with something that is a little bit more of a rectangle. And then I want you to think about this. I'm going to give you a challenge. This is going to be more what we talk about on Monday. Let's say you have a shape that isn't So here's a challenge for you. After you measure your item, I want you to see if you could figure out how to find the perimeter of a shape like this, okay? And we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. Maybe I'll give you a hint. And then this is kind of where we're going on Monday, is when we get shapes that aren't exactly one shape. Sometimes they're two shapes combined, okay? So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, find you something to measure, get the perimeter, and then in your in the assignment, tell me what you measured and what the perimeter was, okay? You can use inches, you can use centimeters, you can use feet, whatever you choose to measure, but make sure you label it so I get an idea of how big this object is, okay? All right, good luck today. Hope everyone has fun.